Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name's Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today we are going to take a look at Sinverse and we are going to look at the charts and see where it might be headed in the long term. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, if you are interested in trading and would like to try out the same exchange that I use, feel free to go ahead and check out MEXC with the link in the video description down below this video. I personally love this exchange for two big reasons. The first reason is simply because I'm a huge altcoin nerd, as most of you know, and they have over 1,500 different altcoins for me to trade at any given time. And in addition to that, as you guys can clearly see, they've got some of the cheapest trading fees in the entire industry right now at just 0.01% for taker fees and 0% for maker fees. So realistically, you get to keep more of your profits here, which is very nice. So to start this video off, for those of you who just simply aren't familiar with Sinverse, on a very basic level, Sinverse is basically a play-to-earn blockchain game where players try to become underworld kingpins in their R-rated universe where they basically grow their criminal empire and become landowners from real-world virtual cities such as Las Vegas, Rio de Janeiro, or however you pronounce it, and monetize their in-game assets as well. So realistically, if you're into these types of games, this is pretty much, I mean, realistically, there's really, as of right now, there's really no other game, blockchain game that's out there that is in the same genre as Sinverse. So realistically, this game is awesome, all right? So we're going to take a look at some price action, and we're also going to talk about all-time highs, and we're also going to see how high it could potentially go in the long term as well, and exactly what it would take for that to happen, all right? Now, I really hate to do this because I'm a huge fan of Sinverse. I absolutely love this game, but to be brutally honest with you, price action on this token has not been looking very good at all. I mean, at all. Realistically, as we can see here, we're looking at the daily chart. I'm a long-term investor, okay? I don't trade these coins. I'm not entering trades and exiting trades within a matter of, 3 to 5 days or anything like that. I am a long-term investor, so I only care about the long-term price potential or long-term price action of these coins and tokens. So that's why I like to look at the macro view of, the coins that I talk about here. So when we're looking at Sinverse, we can clearly see that, back in, let's see here, back in April, Sinverse took off and went all the way up to 0.016, which was very, very nice to see. But then, as you guys can clearly see, it just took an extreme dump right after that and dropped to new lows after that, and eventually ended up dumping all the way, as you guys can clearly see, all the way down to 0.002, which is astronomically bad. I don't know why people are selling off. It doesn't make much sense to me, but hey, I mean, that's just how things work. But realistically, what we can see here from looking at this from a long-term view, we've got all kinds of resistance levels to break before we even can think about starting to, reach new all-time highs again. I mean, realistically, this is going to be right here. Right here, this level right here is going to be the very first, very, very big resistance level to break before we can even start thinking about moving up higher and higher and higher. I mean, yeah, we've got these smaller resistance levels in between as well for, people who are trading regularly and stuff, but realistically, this is going to be our big one that we need to pass at some point in time in order to continue to, reach new heights and stuff like that. So what I'm seeing here is if I go back to the weekly chart, I mean, this gets really bad. But as you guys can clearly see, whoops, I got my line there. As you guys can clearly see, going out to the weekly chart, this thing has dropped a lot. I mean, we are talking a lot. This thing went all the way up to 71 cents at one point in time, you guys. This is just insane. And now we are at literally fractions of a penny. So in order for this thing to reach new highs again and reach new all-time highs, this thing is going to have to we're going to have to see a whole bunch of new liquidity coming into the project in order to see new heights like that again, realistically. But the silver lining here is that it is possible, okay? That is the key thing here, all right? The possibilities are there, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute here. Let me go ahead and get my charts back to where they were because I'm kind of a perfectionist, so there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and check this out. All right, so we're looking at Sinverse. All right, now when it made its last all-time high, it had a market cap of roughly $36.3 million in market cap. All right, Currently, it's sitting at a 1.6, almost $1.7 million market cap. It was all the way up at 34.5 million at one point in time, and as we can clearly see by looking at all the top gaming tokens by market cap, I mean, realistically, in a realistic scenario, we can easily say that by market cap levels alone, here, let me go ahead and filter this out. By market cap levels alone, there we go. By market cap levels alone, we can say that an average market cap for games like this should be right around, or could be, right around roughly I would have to say roughly around the $50 million range, okay? So if this were to happen at some point in time, which realistically in the long-term grand scheme of things, with how popular, Sinverse is getting, and with how good, with how many, updates they're releasing and how many different things they have available for players and stuff like that, I see no reason why Sinverse can't reach these levels at some point in time in the future. So let's go ahead and we are going to see what a potential price would be if it were to reach levels of a $50 million market cap. So if we were to go ahead and take its current price right now, we'll take 0.003 and we'll go ahead and multiply that by like 500x, okay? So if it did a 500x, we'd have a $1.50 coin, all right? So if we go ahead now and multiply that by the circulating supply, which is roughly around 538.5 million, and we come up with a market cap of roughly, I mean, geez, guys, that's not even close. Or wait, no, sorry, that is close. Sorry, that's actually way, way, way higher than I was expecting. That's 807 million. That's almost $1 billion. So realistically, probably not a 500x. I mean, maybe at some point in time in the long-term grand scheme of things, but realistically, from a realistic standpoint, that's the key thing here. We got to be realistic. So if we go ahead and take 0.003 now and multiply it by, let's say, I don't know, we'll go by 100x, okay? Then we got a 30-cent coin, okay? Now, again, realistically, this thing has already gone up to roughly 65 cents, which was absolutely insane. But again, that's when it would first launch. And as we all know, when coins first launch, they take off like a rocket ship. So realistically, we can't even really call that an all-time high because, every single coin when they first come out, that's exactly what happens. So we'll go ahead and take 30 cents and we'll go ahead and multiply it by 538 million SIN tokens, 538 million, and we get a market cap of roughly $161.4 million. Now, I see no reason why something like this couldn't be possible in the long-term grand scheme of things, but we've all seen bull markets, and honestly, realistically, in the top of a bull market, this is where a coin like this should be sitting as far as market cap-wise goes, okay? Now, the reason why the price was so high way back here, the reason why the price was so high back here, but the market cap was so low, was simply because, there was a lot less coins in circulation. Now there's a lot more coins in circulation. So, realistically, as the market cap goes up, the price isn't going to be as high as it was before, simply because of the overall circulating supply. So you got to keep thinking about stuff like that as well, you guys. So overall here, realistically, in the long-term grand scheme of things, hey, if Sinverse continues to keep marketing their product and keep marketing their game like they have been, and they continue to grow new users and new holders on a regular basis, realistically, I see no reason why Sinverse can't grow to these types of levels long term, okay? And I'm not saying that Sinverse can't reach levels of like a $1 billion market cap, because they certainly can. I mean, we've all seen it with like Axie Infinity and Go Gala Games and stuff like that in the past. Stuff like that can happen. So realistically, hey, it's all just a matter of time, being patient, and figuring out, where you think it's personally going to go in the long term. But in my personal opinion, I see no reason why Sinverse, especially with the fact that there's really no other games that are out there like Sinverse, I see no reason why Sinverse can't grow to astronomical heights in the long term, you guys. But overall here, you guys, if any of you guys have any questions about anything I mentioned in this video, or anything that's related to altcoins or trading or anything in general, feel free to go ahead and reach out to me in my free community Discord server, which you can find a link to in the description below this video as well. But overall here, you guys, that's going to pretty much do it for this video. So I will go ahead and wrap this video up. But before you guys leave, go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a new crypto and altcoin video from me on a regular basis. And hey guys, with that said, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the comment section down below of my future videos.